Okay, hey, it's Vicky here. Today's the day, guys. It's my collaboration, first ever with Demago. I'm about to head out. Got to put some lipstick on and my earrings, but I'm almost ready. I have about 30 minutes to get there. I reserved a library room for us, and hopefully that works out for us. If not, it might be at the park. I don't know where we're meeting. Just wanted to let y'all know, and let's go. Hi, we finally made it to the library. Not the way we wanted, but the room was reserved from 5:30 to 6. Traffic didn't let me make it on time. So I finally got to meet Demago.
Hi, Mobile, Derek, aka.
And today we're just going to talk about our diagnosis and how it's affect our work life and how our feelings are towards FMLA, which is the Family Medical Leave Act for some companies.
Well, as far as affecting work life, FMLA, it actually takes a long process to get approved for time off. Some jobs will let you get approved like a month in or 3 months in, and then there's others that take a year or more. For me, it took about a year before I was approved, so I spent most of my year waiting for my ability to be ready for FMLA. I did have the option to take short-term disability, but I wasn't ready to sacrifice 30% of my paycheck because I only get 70% while I'm off. So I waited until I could take FMLA just in case I didn't completely need to go on short-term disability. But the process of FMLA and short-term disability, there's a lot of paperwork that has to be done, and sometimes doctors take a long time approving things. It's just a drama-filled situation that I'm currently still going through. I haven't even been approved for my medication yet, so. But
So when I was diagnosed, I was working at Chase Bank, and my doctor had informed me that if I'm not ready to go back in 3 months, my boss has also informed me that I wasn't going to have my job anymore. It was a part-time job. I was going to college. However, I was very devastated because my college was also informing me that I wasn't going to be able to present any medical documentation or any of that. So I was devastated, and I didn't know what to do. I just found a job at a bazaar, a local bazaar, because they didn't want to pay me anymore. They didn't want to keep my job anymore for longer than 3 months. So that's my story there. However, I know that everyone's story is different, but I know it's very devastating for some people. It's a life change when you are diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So just want to let everyone know that you will overcome it. Just keep pushing through. It's been 14 years for me. Um, Derek here was diagnosed 3 months ago. Was it 3 months, 4 months ago?
uh, I actually went back 3 months ago to get confirmation, but I was diagnosed in February, between February and March of this year, and by my primary care physician, she told me that I had it, and she wanted to get what she called. I always forget. I get
The
foggy
MRI.
memory. She wanted to do the MRI, and she also wanted to
Oh, the
get a
spinal
second
tap.
opinion. Well,
Oh, okay.
yeah, my neurologist wanted to do the spinal tap, but I kept putting it off until about 3 months ago. I got the spinal tap done, or actually pretty recently. But once I got more confirmation, I went in to try to get treated more often. And it's actually been a pretty good struggle. I mean, the good part about it with the FMLA and everything is that I've been able to take the time off, although I've been to probably like 8 doctor's appointments in the past 6 weeks and had about 5 procedures done that were just horrible. Getting steroid infusions and getting blood work, like taking about 8 vials of blood from me, and then getting a spinal tap. My job at least allows me to take off 6 months of short-term disability through FMLA, and if I want to go past 6 months, it turns into long-term disability. But I can only take up to a year off, and with multiple sclerosis, you can spend up to 2 years recovering from a relapse. So if I go after a year, they cut me loose. They allow me to keep my insurance if I pay my premium, but that means I'm not getting income anymore. And if I haven't recovered, I have to go on, state funded disability, which takes even longer. So, but right now, I'm just hoping to God that there's a recovery period that comes pretty soon, so I don't have to go through all that kind of stuff. So,
For me, I actually had to change jobs. I had to change, what I was doing, because within the time frame that they gave me, I did, and it was different because it wasn't a full-time job, but I just had to change my whole entire, perspective of what I was doing with my life. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But I just want to let everyone know that you can overcome this, and I know you will overcome this. You will. So, and he's in the right path. He is researching, doing a lot of his research, and he's staying active. And that's the best advice that I can give, is to stay active. I thank God and my family, my support group, people like Derek that allow me to speak to them and to try to help each other out, because like I said, everyone's different, and you never know what life will throw at you. You got to just be open-minded and try to keep on going. So I just want to let y'all know, and that just keep your head up. If you have faith or whatever you believe in, it's everyone's different, everyone believes in different things. That's fine. Just keep on going. Don't stop. And for me, I kind of did stop for 5 years, and I kind of tried to regroup myself and find myself again, because I was completely lost. And I've mentioned this in my other videos, but I became like partially paralyzed in one of my episodes that I've had. So it's been pretty hard road, but also wanna reinforce that it's not impossible, and we will overcome this together. So we'll see what the future brings. Anything else you would like to say?
I was going to go back on to one of the things.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, cool.
You're fine.
One of the things that I had to deal with
So Derek was just saying that people do not want to treat you any different when you're first diagnosed. He was just mentioning that at his job, it's very physical. Is that correct? It's really physical. So before he was diagnosed, he was already working at his job and at the same job, and they didn't see anything different because he looked the same. Nothing changed to them, to the eye, nothing changed. And so with him internally, physically, there's a lot change. So I can definitely understand that, and it is a great point that he brought up, because people, they don't see it. You look great. You look like nothing's wrong with you. So therefore, why are they going to treat you different? They expect the same type of work that you did prior to your diagnosis for you to continue to do that work, but it's different, and no one would understand that has not had a internal impairment, like people that were diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, because there's so many different things that can go on internally. So it's just something to think about. Just try to be patient. I know it's hard because you're going through your own issues, and it's aggravating, and there's things that MS throws at you that you don't expect. They're very unexpected, and it's hard to deal with at times, and deal with other people that expect the same type of work that you did prior to your diagnosis.
Yep, I second that.
So with that, just want to let y'all know that things can get difficult after a diagnosis, and there's a lot to learn about yourself after a diagnosis, because everything's changing and no one sees it. You look the same. They think you act the same. You should be thinking the same, but there's a lot going on in your brain that is you are not the same person. Like, well, I wasn't the same person prior to being diagnosed, and after being diagnosed. So, and you have I had mental breakdowns and things like that nobody really knew about. They saw me and they're like, oh, well, your handwriting's really ugly, or, things like that change as well. There's some people, again, everyone's different. I've always had messy handwriting, but when I was diagnosed, I feel like it got a little worse than it used to be. But no one understood that, and no one really knew that. So to me, it kind of felt like people felt that I was incompetent. So I think they're turning off the light on us.
Yeah.
But
Get out of here.
so either way, just want to kind of close with that. Just keep your head up, and even though people treat you different, only you know, and only you will grow as a person.
Matt, you made a lot of really good points. Like I know, well, with him, it's like all the points that Vicky's saying is like on point. Just pay attention to your body. Don't ignore it, for one. Even if people at work are telling you that you look fine, you know you are different, and you know you need to get checked out and stay on top of your health. So make sure your health is priority, regardless of what anybody else says. And I think that's all
Well, thank you guys for watching, and there should be more videos. I'm glad we finally got to meet, so stay tuned and have a wonderful night.